Robert A. Somrak, Fire Controlman, 2nd Class, USS Missouri. On December 7th, 1941, I was in the suburb of Cleveland called Collinwood. We were listening to the radio, and the announcement came from President Franklin Roosevelt that the Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor, which I had never heard of. And I was in the, actually at that particular time in 1941, I was just into the 12th grade, because I graduated from Collinwood High School in 1942, but at that moment, there was just a state of shock to believe that something like that could happen, but we figured, well, this is something temporary. We'll be knocking out the Japanese in no time. But we all remembered, we all really loved Franklin Roosevelt, because during the Depression time, he was the one that helped, like my parents that were, quite poor during the Depression. But I can remember getting gasoline rations, ration stamps, and then all of a sudden everybody is getting jobs. I thought about joining the service, but I figured, well, I want to finish high school first. So when I finished high school, I got drafted and was fortunate enough to be selected to go in the United States Navy, thank God. Well, to be honest with you, when I went to the United States Navy, I didn't have a clue as to what to expect. But just going into Great Lakes Naval Station and being, ordered to do, simple things like, marching, obeying orders, being assigned to a learning about short arm inspections, and then it was a total transformation from what I was used to. But I loved it. I mean, it was discipline, but you got the comradeship of your friends and fellows, and I know some people didn't like it, but I had no problems with it. And learned quickly to obey orders, because that was primary. I also learned that I had good food in the Navy. I enjoyed boot camp. I got to go to fire control school at Great Lakes School. From Great Lakes, they sent me to Anacostia Naval Base in Washington, D.C. area, where I studied advanced fire control work. From there, they sent me to Schenectady, New York, to the General Electric plant, where I learned how to handle regulators, hydraulic regulators that actually move our 2,000-ton turrets with a little simple control. From there, I was eventually assigned to this famous ship that everybody talked about, the USS Missouri. I was so grateful to be sent there. And when I got to the Brooklyn Navy Yard and first went aboard the ship, I said, oh my God, where am I going to find myself? And they sent me to a bunk up on a high tier. I was totally lost. And I says, I wonder what's going to happen to me. Well, fortunately, I was regrouped with my fire control friends into another area, which was really nice. And from then on, we learned that, I was on the pre-commissioning crew, so I was a plank owner, and I feel like I owned a part of the ship. Well, after the Brooklyn Navy Yard, and of course, believe me, during this time, I spent time in New York City. One of the nice events we had there was Betty Grable, the pinup star of World War II, was there at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, where we had a great celebration, got to meet her and dance with the lovely ladies over there. And that's when Frankie Sinatra was being wooed by all the young girls in New York, and I thought, what the heck does they see about this skinny Italian? But anyhow, from there we went on our shakedown cruise to Guantanamo, where I was fire controlman and gun turret 3, and we were the one that blasted the sled out of the water, so I got a Navy E in excellency for gunnery, got to wear a Navy E, and I think I got an extra $10 a month for that. I have to tell you one funny experience. When we were off of Guam, we had some Navy waves come aboard our ship, and they could very well have gone up through accommodation ladders up to the towers, but they elected to go up the outside ladders, and you got 2,000 sailors looking up at those waves. They hadn't seen any women for a long time. But anyhow, all my experiences aboard the Missouri, they're all positive. And then, of course, from there, we had a couple of casualties on that trip. One of our sailors was killed by a quad 40 gun mount swinging around and was taken offshore. But then, from there, we went over to went through the Panama Canal into San Francisco, where great city, crossed the ocean, the Pacific, and into the area of the Philippines. We got to go ashore in the Philippines. We also, after 60 days in water, we got to go ashore on the island of Ulithi, on Mogmog, and had some Jap planes come over. But then, during the Iwo Jima and Okinawa campaign, we had to contend with lots of kamikazes.